course, we'll have to see if we're able to stick the landing on it all here today, because who knows what the dungeon has in store. So without further ado, let's get ready to hop right back into it, shall we? Good old Anthony. So we just picked up a couple of Esperanto runes here. Probably just about ready to head to vaults, start trying out our luck on that side of things. We are just doing okay in terms of willpower. The lack of fire and cold resistance is slightly concerning as well, especially with the cold resistance going into vaults. Preservers are definitely going to cause some trouble for us, or not the preservers, but the frost hearts rather. I always think the preservers are the ice themed ones because it fits with fridge in my mind. But regardless, might be a little bit tricky. But I think that's the plan here at the moment, so we'll take a look and see how things are going. Hey Brain, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful capstone on your week here, and that things are going well over on your side of things. Okie dokie. Well, I guess no time like the present to just get to it. Ooh. So we see the crackle, or we rather hear the crackle of arcane power. So Wizlab, I mean, we only have 2 magic mappings, so I'm probably not going to use up one of those to try and find the entrance. If we happen to come across it, I guess there's no harm in taking a looky-loo, seeing how things are feeling. Okay, distant message, so potentially we're not going to be finding it anywhere here on the eastern side of the map. So let's head back over this direction and see if that doesn't give us a slightly more positive message. I think that last one in the text log there below was a little ways away. Still very distant, so it might be kind of equidistant between both of these points, potentially right there at the northern tip of the area. Oh, let's take a look. 20% chance of being marked, and there it is. Unfortunately, quite a bit higher than I would like, but don't really have too much of an option at the present time here. So we just hit, I believe it was the 20 in invocations that we were last setting up for here. So where do we wish to go next? I guess you could always try shapeshifting on a ranged character, much like how transmutations always worked for wizards. Something like statue form would give us the defensive capabilities to see some good use out of it. But I think for the time being, let's turn shields on slightly more, just because it's still slowing the attack delay on our weapon. And let's also train a bit of ranged weapons so we can, start to take a look at potentially switching over to an arbalist. We almost definitely need to take out this son of a gun first and foremost. Now that's quite the welcoming crew. In this long, narrow hallway, it was hard to even tell that we were being shoved around by the dire elephant there. Wanted to get a little bit of ground just because this son of a gun could have been a little bit more of a problem, but fortunately we're able to cut through the slime, so not the end of the world. Okay, good luck with the Wizlab. We'll have to see. If things are looking a little bit too sketchy on that side, we can always just change the game plan a little bit and head the heck out of there immediately. Still getting very distant, so let's start to head inwards a little bit and see if that doesn't help out the messages. Ring of Wizardry, no thank you. We won't worry about fixing the auto explorer auto pickup on that son of a gun quite yet. There we go, very nearby. Very nearby, you say. How about that? I was about to say this looks to be the spot, and it is indeed. So let us, I guess, just head in. We could potentially try to, clean up our inventory a little bit, make sure we have room to carry out all the goodies that we're hoping we'll be able to find here. In fact, the Staff of Cold and the Flame Wand might just stay on the floor even after we come out. 2 inventory slots. What could possibly be in here that would change our minds? The Hall of the Hellbinder. You know, this is one of those Wizlabs that I'm less familiar with. So let us, just on the other monitor here, take a look, shall we? Wizard Laboratory on the wiki, and we'll take a look for the Hall of the Hellbinder. I mean, there's a bit of an educated guess that can go into this. Likely going to be demons here. Likely going to be the Hellbinder themselves, potentially. But let's take a look, shall we? An evil temple filled with demons and the cultists that traffic with them. Some mainly gold, some various scrolls. Can get scrolls of summoning, which would be nice. But a wide range of thematic items. Ooh, we can get Ring of Protection from fire here. Doesn't look like we can get a Ring of Protection from cold, which is kind of what I'm looking for at this moment in time. It's still alright. The majority of the demons themselves shouldn't be too bad, just scanning through the list. But the boss is the Hellbinder, 150 health, and summon minor demon, summon demon haste, and hellfire, which I don't like. Fortunately, the demon summons are mostly weak for their relative depth. Not too bad, but hellfire is a 3d20. Not great for us here. I mean, do we want to try it out? I guess we could just take a little bit. Just a baby plunge. Try out the water. I'm sure it's fine. And I guess at the end of the day, if we start to get concerned, we do have that. Holy hellfire. Can solve a lot of life's problems. Ooh, as we start to collect a bit more than I would like. Our feet thicken and deform, so not ideal there. But I guess the shining one will be very happy as we clear out this area. So we can be pretty liberal with how much we spend our piety here and get a little bit wacky and wild. So we hit level 20. How about that? Well, let's get another Divine Warrior. And there we go. This time around we get a Devas that's slightly more of a punch here. Oof. So we do get another mutation, though I didn't see the message come up here. What the heck did you do? Nothing, it looks like. It's not the end of the world. Let's try to kill this son of a gun. It's because you're doing Devastating Bolt. I just see that purple animation, and I assume that it was some mutation coming in. But Dennis, you admit that at this point you'd read magic mapping? Well, often you read it immediately and then find the portals 12 tiles away. Don't be like you. I feel that. I mean, definitely if it's a time portal that I desperately would like to get access to, 100% will pretty much always find it to be worth the magic mapping usage. But in this case, not too upset about it. And I guess at the end of the day, we ended up finding the portal, so I can't exactly complain. Not too bad. We still haven't fully restored the piety that we spent at the start of the encounter, but that's not too bad. I guess, yeah, Blizzard Demon is a little bit of a problem child. Some un-ID'd scrolls. Also, hello, Doc Lizard. How's it going? Always nice to see some new names around. But let's take a look. Go into un-ID'd. It's either acquirement or enchant weapon. Both of those would be great for me right now. So, very happy to see it. Let's grab these sons of guns. And then, I guess we can slowly meander our way through and just see what we find. These little treasure vaults help. And what have we got here? I guess the spell book that we're likely to never really take advantage of in any way, shape, or form, but still nice in its own right. Anything down this way, or is it just that looks to be the home of the Hellbinder themselves, if I had to guess? Well, let us give it a shot, shall we? I was about to say, how bad can it possibly be? But let's not tempt fate like that, shall we? Okay, I definitely would like to take out the summoner as quickly as possible. Let's see if we can't quite get a line of sight, but there we go. Just a little bit of an extra step does do the trick. And let's not kill the enemy beside us. I was hoping they wouldn't die, because then we have some kind of built-in protection against the inevitable hellfire, or damnation, I guess. Ooh, a platinum ring. It seems like we did a bit of a ring around the rosy with, the Hellbinder. Here they are. Fine, first time watching live, a little too late for your liking. That is totally fair. Never any pressure, but I do appreciate you dropping in to say hello. And what can we do here? I mean, Divine Shield, I don't know if it actually does anything for me. Oh, and they're dead. Okay, not too bad at the end of the day. I guess as soon as a holy branded weapon maybe started whacking away at them, that took care of the problem, but Imagine Bow, unfortunately, is a bit of a non-starter for us here, so we'll just have to leave that son of a gun alone for now. But ooh, that is an interesting ring. It is Dex -5, which is not ideal for a ranger character, but 2 pips of cold resistance, willpower, see invisible, and a little bit of stealth. You know, not that useful, but nice to have, I guess. So I will very happily pick up this son of a gun. Turns out I should have made more room in our inventory. Did not realize we'd come across a little bit of a cornucopia of goods here. Definitely would like to pick up the Phial of Floods as well if we can dig it here. I mean, we likely won't be using Brilliance Potions, so I could drop those. Oh, but Scrolls of Torment. There we go. It's not like we're allowed to use those while following TSO anyway, so that sounds like the right call, and we'll do a quick peek, make sure I'm not missing out on anything obvious before. I guess we just head out of here, and overall, quite happy. So if I switch out my dexterity ring, we'll actually lose 11 dex overall here, because we'll lose the 6 from taking off the current ring, then another 5 for switching over to that other bad boy. I guess we could instead just go with the cold resistance, say that, hey, maybe we don't need that willpower right away here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll take a quick look. We have 41 damage rating currently, and then if we do swap off that ring, go down to 35, so we do lose a decent amount of damage, but our resistances are looking a hell of a lot better. In fact, willpower's up to 4 pips, so we might have kind of naturally gone over a threshold. Let's see if I can take off this one. 3 pips of willpower is probably actually good enough for the time being, so let us instead go back to the Ring of Dexterity. Brings us back up to 38, so we can meet in the middle, our damage rating, and that doesn't seem too bad. Ooh, an ID scroll. While we're at it here, let's take a look. They do end up being enchant weapon scrolls that we just got out of the Wiz Lab, so for the time being, we still likely want to just hold on to that bad boy. More ID, but this time we don't really have any interest. Let's double check on the Sphinx. Only 6% chance to confuse, that's not too bad. I actually originally was kind of going in for the Paralyzed, just because paralysis, of course, left a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth recently. But I don't have to worry about that as a Formicid. Just not an issue, so that is wonderful. Bring these kiddos back to a little bit more of a kill hallway, and then I was hoping one of them would have an enchanted arbalist. No such luck. At least not yet. Let's take you kids down this ways as well, shall we? Ooh, I actually took a lot of damage there. I wasn't paying enough attention to really know where that might have been coming in, but let's take a step up. So then Cleansing Fire will just be a little bit more effective. I mean, one more flame attack from this giant is a little bit of a problem. Okay, as long as we're able to take them out, then no such concerns. We're down to 66 health. I mean, the Eden can definitely smack us something fierce here. How do we want to start potentially winding this down? Or at least trying to get ourselves into a slightly safer position? If we back up, let's pop through here, maybe phone a friend. And there we go. If we can both just kind of start whacking away, that would be ideal, especially with a mighted Eden would have been a bit of a disaster if they'd managed to get probably even a single set of attacks off, but fortunately end up being able to take them out before that becomes a concern, and that is not too bad whatsoever. We do have a magical orc bow, but not really enough going on there, I'd say. I guess we can check it out. No, +0 enchantment. So we'll just keep on keeping on for the moment. Oh, my invisible friend. Ooh. Some ring mail, +7 ring mail with regen on it, minus cast. I mean, doesn't matter at the moment. We don't know any spells. So let's definitely take a bit of a peek as to where this would leave us, shall we? So attack delay is still at 1.1. Swap over to this son of a gun. Still 1.1. So it does, we do get the message that says that it's being slowed by our armor here, but at least not enough to really impact us, and our defenses go up a decent chunk there, as well as retaining the regeneration that we were getting from the troll leather anyway. So I'd say, all in all, probably comes out as a net positive. Plate armor, on the other hand, that's got to be a bit too heavy. Not that we're super interested in something that gives us fire vulnerability, but regardless, that will not be for us here, rather. And definitely just leave the dex gloves on for now here. Beautiful. Hey, Thalfon, how's it going? Hope your week is going well, friend. Ooh, we can probably, now that we're back up here and not in as much of a rush, let's just actively drop that wizardry rings, shall we? Especially now that we have the minus cast armor, even less chance that we'd end up using that in any kind of meaningful capacity. Let's definitely head backwards a bit. We have a lovely little kill corridor here, which is far preferable to our situation from earlier, and I do love when the Convoker steps directly into the line of fire to start calling their friends, or rather before they start phoning a friend. Not too bad at all, and Reflection Brand with 32 shielding means that any kind of ranged enemy not likely to be any kind of be-all end-all issue point for us here. Not too bad at all. Older beetles, as far as the eye can see, though. Oh, and there was Mara. I did not even notice, my friend. I was about to say, I think Mara's going to step into that teleport trap. Did end up being the case. Well, since we're marked, let's just play it slightly safe here. Oh, I don't like that enemies are coming from all angles here. Oof. In fact, yes, this is immediately looking pretty rough for us here. So let's Divine Shield early on, I guess. And then probably need to try and focus down Mara. I don't know at the moment if that's the real one or just a clone. We'll Cleansing Fire a bit as well, just to try and get a bit of crowd control going on. Mara blinks, it said, so that still doesn't confirm or deny if that was the real Mara. Oh, you can Bolt of Fire. Well, that is quite bad, my friend. How much damage do you hit for? Just up to 45 on the weapon, so that's not horrible. If you Bolt of Fire again, we, in our current position, would be in trouble, but We have lots of cold resistance. Let's switch over to the Ring of Fire. Let's quaff down a heal wounds. And I guess we'll just see how that goes for now. Don't like a ghost of myself. But fortunately, we're the exact same speed. So let us take advantage of a little bit of regeneration here. Oh, I'm backing myself into a corner. Probably not exactly what we would prefer here. I mean, you don't get to use my bow in your ghostly form. Very interesting. Don't know if you do have my reflection brand. It looks to not be the case, so we can safely just start firing away to our heart's content. And again, Mara's still somewhere. Who knows where they went? Oh, never mind. Speak of the devil. Hello, my friend. And there we go. Much better. Still plenty of ways we could have better played that, especially letting Mara walk directly into the alarm trap and kind of blowing up our own spot. And there's some more Marcus going on. Well, well, well. Fortunately, this time around doesn't seem to be quite as crowded of an environment, so not too bad here. I'm guessing those undead came with some kind of adult supervision, right? Don't know where they ended up, but one would think that's the case. Let's just plop ourselves once again into this lovely little corridor. You gotta love these little L-bends, just for keeping enemies out of sight, out of mind. That's wonderful. And there's the Necromancer, who I'm assuming those earlier undead belong to.